Well, BLACKB0ND, I would like to make a response to you. Another response. The other one's coming, but this one's separate. It's not even just for you, it's for everybody with this damn graphical, the problem with the Wii U's graphics. My God. It's ridiculous. It's just getting to the point where it's just like, man, I'm about tired of seeing it. I decided I didn't even really care to make no console videos anymore. Just kind of want to make stuff for entertainment purposes. But I figured, man, I'll just go ahead and jump on in for hopefully one last time and make everything really clear. So please pay attention. Now, throughout this video, there's several points I want to make, and I would also like for you to think about several things as I'm going through it. The first thing, if all consoles are underpowered, relatively underpowered, which everyone's been saying, why does it matter that the Wii U is weaker? Are you guys really, do you guys believe in graphics over gameplay? That's the second question. 3, who's really worse when it comes to gaming? Nintendo or Sony? 4, does Nintendo really innovate? 5, does Nintendo even, are they aware about the graphics thing? Are they just really oblivious to people in America? 6, where would gaming go when graphics reach their peak? 7, with the people that are excited about the trailers, but they show no gameplay, what are you excited about? And 8, what is a video game system supposed to do? About to get into all of them. Alright, well, going over the first point about all consoles are underpowered. This right here, everyone taught PlayStation 4 and graphics. But you guys already know the PC has better graphics. That's a given. So, and pretty much everyone's been saying, well, these consoles are underpowered. They're already maxed out. So, why does it matter that the Wii U is weaker? They're all weak, relatively weak. So, what does it matter? That'd be like saying, well, I don't hang out with gay people, but I hang out with this guy because, well, while he's gay, he just sucked off another dude. But this guy, he took it up the butt, so I don't want to hang out with him. They're both gay. So, like, what does it matter? Like, you see what I'm saying? If all the consoles are weak, why are you fussing at the Wii U? I'm mad because the Wii U is weaker. You know what I'm saying? It's still stronger than PlayStation 3, so it's still stronger than the strongest last-gen console. And anyway, another point I would like to make, stop saying it's a 7th-gen console, just 7 years late. Okay, that's stupid. Generation is a period of time, it has nothing to do with strength. So stop misusing the word and make yourself look stupid. Alright, next point. You guys are over here fussing about, well, the gameplay, how Nintendo does things. You know, the gamepad and stuff. Guys, the problem is the graphics. This graphic, everyone's going for the graphics, which is fine, but what happens when the graphics reach their peak? And not only that, most of these developers have already figured you guys out. They don't sell things on the Wii U. You know what they're thinking? We can't sell things on Wii U because we can't get it to look good enough. But you know what? If we make something on the PlayStation 4 and it looks awesome, they'll buy it. Because that's the only reason they're buying the PlayStation 4. Because we damn sure know that the games in there they're good, but they're not as good as they should be. But at the same time, you know, they're like, well, man, you know what? Graphics equal money. The better graphics, the more money we'll make. And you guys know it's true. You see a game and oh my God, it's so real. You can see the I don't know, the nose hairs off of Marcus Phoenix. You know, everyone's, oh God, I gotta have that game. So yeah, thank you. We're gonna have buggy games and stuff, terrible gameplay, but you know what? As long as the graphics good, we're good. Yeah, we'll fix it with patches later. You know, that's just a second thought. Gameplay is now a second thought in a video game world. That makes total sense. You know, alright, and third problem, you know, Sony. We're saying Nintendo brought all these casuals. Sony did the same thing. When you think about it, they introduced a CD player in their PlayStation. A PlayStation 2 had a DVD player. PlayStation 3 has a Blu-ray player. A lot of these people are into like other forms of media, but they're like, well, you know what? The PlayStation does it. So I'm gonna buy, or some people bought a PlayStation 3 just because it played movies. It was the cheapest Blu-ray player, and then got on to video games. They didn't really care about video games at first, so now they're thinking every video game has to be a movie. Like, well, I like games with 30 minutes cutscenes. I like to watch half my game and play the other half of it. You know, it'll be, well, you know what, the graphics in it are so good, man. I just love it, and it's like, man, you don't even talk about the gameplay of the game. You just keep talking about how it looks and all the cutscenes. You don't, like, how are you don't talk about someone else ain't a gamer because they're waggling a Wii remote, but at least they're still playing the game, right? They're still playing the game. You guys are sitting here talking about pixels and stuff, so there's no way in hell you could be playing the game. You're sitting here, like, with a fucking magnifying glass to your television, like, oh, that pixel's out of place. Well, I bet that pixel won't be on the Xbox 360 version. I bet you. And then going, making comparison videos, and I'm looking at it, and I'm like, who fucking cares? Who cares? Really? Like, who cares? That's what I'm thinking. I don't understand why someone cares so much about the aesthetics of a game rather than the gameplay itself. If you like aesthetics so much, you need to go back to watching a movie. And there we go again. Movies. Sony always had the new media. Yes, it was used in a way with gaming, which helped gaming because, of course, you know, these drives, they stored more data. But then again, the fact that the PlayStation can play, you know, movies, Blu-rays, adds no real, as an entertainment device, yes, it does add value. But as a gaming device, that would be a gimmick because it adds no value to gaming. Like, okay, the fact that I can watch Transformers, the latest Transformers movie, on a video game system doesn't make it a better video game system. Entertainment system, yes. Video game system, no. So why are you guys over here mad at Nintendo because they keep improving on the game, changing the controls scheme, which they've been doing since forever? I'll never understand. And then also, there's a lot of problems with Sony. Now you guys are believing that they brainwashed most of you guys. You guys are believing, well, as long as the game looks good, it has to be good. And we know that's not the case. The problem is, you guys are saying shovelware for the Wii. There was a lot of shovelware for the PlayStation 3 as well. Like, a lot of games just look good and weren't as good as they were supposed to be. And then also, you guys are making excuses for Sony, especially for this generation. Now, a lot of you guys are going to say, well, I liked Infamous. I liked Knack. And to be honest, those were some good games. No doubt. But were they as good as they should have been? No. The problem is Sony's rushing. They're like, well, we'll get all this stuff out, and then we're going to remake The Last of Us, and we're going to remake this, that, and make this and that. And the games they're like, okay, they're okay, but it should be phenomenal. Well, I liked it phenomenal. Let's look at the Metacritic scores. And I understand the scores aren't the end-all, be-all, but it's a common consensus. And it's saying, well, man, this game's kind of not really what it should have been. This game's not really what it should have been. This game's not what it should have been. This game's not what it should have been. So you see that pattern going on. These games aren't as what they should be, but they look good, so it's all good. And see, that right there is gonna hurt the industry more than anything else. And then Nintendo's the only company that consistently innovates. You guys are mad because the Wii U, oh, it's a gimmick controller. How is it a gimmick? Video games are about interaction. If you change the interaction, it's not a gimmick because you're adding to the gameplay. Well, I don't see how it adds. Well, because no developer has done anything with it, because developers don't want to think. They just want to make pretty games so you guys will just go out and buy it. It's that simple. Hey, as long as the game's pretty, they'll buy it. They don't care about making anything interesting looking. And then also, when you think about it, Nintendo, a lot of PlayStation, if you were to beef up your PlayStation 1 and gave it all PlayStation 2 parts, keep the controller, you could play every PlayStation 1 game on your PlayStation 2. I mean, PlayStation 2 game on your PlayStation 1. Because the controls are similar. And like PlayStation 3, same thing. They really didn't utilize the 6-axis much. So games that may have used it, yeah, it'd be unplayable on the PlayStation 2. But, you know, for the most part, Sony doesn't really evolve all that much. Nintendo does. You can't play Super Mario World on the NES. Not enough buttons. You can't play Super Mario 64 on the SNES, no analog stick. You can't play Legend of Zelda, Super Mario Sunshine or Legend of Zelda Wind Waker on the N64. Not enough buttons, you know, the X and the Y. You can't play Skyward Sword, you know, on the GameCube. You could be like, well, we can map all these sword swings, because now at first in the first few Legend of Zelda games, you could only swing horizontally, vertically, and stab 3 ways. In the new game in Skyward Sword, you can swing 9 different ways: up, down, left, right, right, left, down, up, you know, bottom right to top left to bottom right, you know, all that. And you can say, well, you can take that out, I don't care about that. But then again, if you take that out, first off, you're killing new gameplay options. Why would you do that? I mean, like I said, when graphics stop evolving, where would we go? If you want to just do the same thing the entire time, that's an issue. That's why, you know, companies fail, because they're doing the same thing over and over, not really changing things. Nintendo sees that. They are trying to change things. They're like, well, you know, we're going to make a new system, and every system's going to have a different controller. And that's always been that way. And you guys are, oh, well, that sucks. And so, yeah, but then again, like I said, you can't play Skyward Sword on the GameCube. And if you were to map them out to buttons, the game would be unplayable. You'd have to press start and say, well, I want to pick, you know, map Link's upswing to the B, and, you know, use control stick so I can't walk and slash. Well, I didn't really care about that, so we can just take that out. And like I said, you guys, that's the only argument you can say. You say, well, we can take it out. But then you would effectively destroy the game, because everything that's in the game is in the game for a reason. So if you take out half the things that contribute to the game, it's not the same game. And you've limited the series. You can do so much things with video games once you increase interaction. Now, the problem with Kinect that Microsoft had with Kinect is the fact that it's limited. It's actually limiting you, because you have to be facing the screen at all times. So you can't travel in a 3D world. You can only go forward. But when Nintendo's Wii thing, you know, with the Wii, it was perfect. Alright, so we got through with that. Now, a lot of you guys are saying, well, Nintendo isn't in tune with the West. You know, make a powerful console is what we want. You know, just keep the controller the same. Okay, well, how about this? Back, if you watch G4's Icons, back way when, Miyamoto said something about American gamers that seems to still be true.
You're asked to collect all these different things that really don't do anything for the player. 5,000 bananas, yay, what does it get me? Nothing. It's just to keep you occupied, make you walk through the same levels again.
I did an interview where I had Tim Stamper, the creator of Donkey Kong Country, and Shigeru Miyamoto at the same time. And Miyamoto was ruthless. Miyamoto said things like, Donkey Kong Country proves that Americans will buy a game with mediocre gameplay as long as the graphics are excellent.
So they know about the graphics and stuff. But the thing about Nintendo, well, I won't say that they just care so much about the fans or whatever. Okay, yeah, they're a company trying to make money. But they do have an image, and they got pride. They're trying to keep everything. That's why you see all these Mario games come out, and they always are high quality. It's about the pride that they have. And not only that, Nintendo they're consistently growing. Yeah, they're slow to some things, but they're also about trying to get things right, do things right. And most of you guys are like, well, I don't really like the way they do things. You know, they don't grow. Well, the problem is when they did, I've already mentioned this in the other video, when they did try to do new things, a lot of people did not accept it. Now, you can say, well, I want a new F-Zero, but I've already told you the F-Zero franchise doesn't sell as well as a Mario franchise. Nintendo's a company. They have to survive on money. Therefore, if you don't pay them money for something, they're going to stop doing it. That's the same as saying you don't want it. You see what I'm saying? Now, you can compare the Super Mario, like I said, Super Mario Galaxy alone has more sales than the entire F-Zero franchise. It has more sales than the entire Star Fox franchise. And you guys are saying you don't want a Mario game? It sells more than Geist, Eternal Darkness, all of Nintendo's M-rated games put together. Just Super Mario Galaxy, the first one. So what do you guys got to say now? Now this video is already getting too long and I'm about to end it on this, but how about this? The trailers that show no gameplay. A lot of you guys go nuts. You went nuts over the Uncharted stuff. He didn't even do anything. He just sat there, laid down and walked. And you guys went, that's about as good as just saying, hey, you're working on it. Why were you guys excited? What was to be excited about? What was to be excited about? He did nothing. This game could be an RPG for all you know, but he got up. And see, now more companies are doing this. They are just putting together someone doing this, like, time to party. You know, got a fucking gun and, you know, ching, and oh yeah, it's gonna be a great game. How do you know that? There's no gameplay. See, Nintendo knows better than that. See, you seen what Nintendo, you want to see a difference? Just check these videos out.
So can I count on you? One last time.
All right, kid. Let's go do it. One last time.
MIYAMOTO です。こんにちは。今ゲームパッドとテレビを使った新しいゲームをいっぱい作ってます。これはね、とても新しい体験のゲームがたくさんできたんですけども、今度 E3 でいくつかお見せしたいと思います。
We're not at the movies, guys. Understand that. Video games are not movies. Movies is fine for visuals and stuff. That's how they grow. You can't really do nothing more than improve the visuals. With like a book, can't do nothing more than just improve the story. But with video games, it's all about gameplay. If the gameplay sucks, the game sucks. Regardless how good the story is, the visuals, anything else, if those things suck or are almost non-existent, it's fine. If the game's unplayable, can't do nothing with it. Alright, well, that's all the points I wanted to make. This was a long video, but I had too much to say, and I was like, man, I'm just going to go and get this out the way. But anyway, just think about this stuff. Like I said, let me recap one more time. If all the consoles are underpowered, what does it matter? Do you guys believe in graphics over gameplay? Did Sony, who did more? I mean, when it comes to the fall of gaming, when it's going to come to the fall of gaming, Sony or Nintendo? Does Nintendo really innovate? Is a new controller really necessary? Does MIYAMOTO or the Nintendo, do they really know American gamers? And where would graphics go? I mean, where would games go when graphics reach a peak? And also, when the trailers show no gameplay, what are you excited about? That's what I want you guys to think about. Alright, I'm out.